Samoa was the first country in the Pacific to announce the border restrictions from COVID-19 on January 24th this year, when we received confirmation of its spread in China in a meeting of the National Security Committee. From January to the first declaration of the state of emergency on the 21st of March, our journey seems endless in our national efforts to keep Samoa COVID-free.
Ia abel whaafetai mana vi inga i le tua o ia mafua i le so, o ia mafua i lo tau soifua ma sa mātou wola, e whaawa waile au nanga i le tunu mo tangata o Samoa. E lau whionga i le i whaatonsili o la ata whaasalau, e whaapea fo i le tio whaasalau, e whaapea fo i newspaper, ia o tūlanga tofi o le ofisa whaasalalau, ia e whapea fo i ma ali i matamaita i whaasalalau o tātou iai tono nei malu whaatalo whatu i le nei tae ao, mātang o fie, ia i le alofa maleanga le lei o le tua. I've been asked when I received the invitation last week from Autanga Vai to do my presentation in English. And I said to my colleagues, are there any Palangis, or are we expecting any Palangis in there? I see no Palangi in the room. So I am going to keep to the commands that have been given to me to present this very, very brief paper on our experience on the processes and systems of government in relation to media and information dissemination, and we'll also interchange in our own mother tongue. Ora ngana na al kabineta le faile tusia unei mara ngana ta tumalo e Samoa ia male tunu. Let me acknowledge and thank the organizers for inviting me to be part of this discourse. Undeniably, the role of the media remains a crucial pillar of information dissemination to the public. Such a role captures the essence of good governance, transparency, and accountability, and it must be viewed in its entirety and not in a piecemeal fashion. The machinery of government operates continually to regulate and to deliver services to the country. This requires meticulous consideration of government's strategic direction that encompasses the whole of government agenda, timely implementation of government services, and regular monitoring and evaluation. These are epitomized in government strategic development plan, which connects the 15 sectors of the economy to non-governmental organizations, private sector, the churches, and the community to accelerate sustainable development and broaden opportunities for all. Such a connection indeed requires quality and timely information dissemination and active engagement. The Bible declares that without knowledge the people perish. Quality information is the key to knowledge, and good knowledge leads to empowerment. This is the rationale behind the formulation of the Press and Communications Division within the Ministry of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. The MPMC operates at the centre of government to strengthen policy and programme coordination across the whole of government. The Ministry's strategic goals are to bolster good governance, strengthen national security, and to fortify information dissemination to the general public. The Savali is the oldest periodical, which began in 1904 and remains the government gazette to date. It is the platform for government to disseminate government's major policy and program decisions
and the Lands and Titles Court's decisions. The Press and Communications Division houses the Savali and the Press Secretariat. The PCD constitutes the third pillar of the ministry's vision for Samoa to be well informed. O le mau o Samoa, e momoe mamanu ai sau malai atia. It is a Samoan proverb that seamlessly resonates with the challenges and the trying times facing us today. The COVID-19 appears endless and reflects the prophetic utterings of our Lord Jesus Christ in Matthew 24:33-34, that warned us that when we see these things unfold, we know that the end times are near, right at the door. I believe the word is at this juncture today. I acknowledge the presence of the chairman of the New York, Ulu, if you might. Samoa was the first country in the Pacific to announce the border restrictions from COVID-19 on January 24th this year, when we received confirmation of its spread in China in a meeting of the National Security Committee. From January to the first declaration of the state of emergency on the 21st of March, our journey seems endless in our national efforts to keep Samoa COVID-free. Our record shows that the PCD has issued 24 public notices on SOE's orders, 68 press releases, 94 interviews, 80 by the Prime Minister himself, and responded to 194 media inquiries since the start of the COVID campaign. On average, about 34 press releases and interviews every week. The use of social media platforms has made information dissemination very convenient and timely. Government press releases and videos are now available on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And for consistency and regularity purposes, Cabinet directed that the Government Press Secretariat would be the primary outlet to disseminate information on COVID-19. Media coordination is a significant component of the ministry's mandate. This was why the ministry's media communication strategy was developed a few years ago to enhance media interface between the whole of government, across the whole of government. Essential to this interface is a designation of media liaison officers for all government agencies to liaise with the PCD on matters relating to media. The strategy also includes the strengthening of genuine partnerships with the private media. For all government press releases, the private media have been duly informed and are welcome to use these materials at no cost. The essence of compliance with the Media Code of Ethics is an important component of this coordination. Undeniably, there is always the race of who gets to break the news first. This, as I understand it, is the lifeline of the media fraternity. That is perfectly fine, provided that such news reflect compliance with the Code of Ethics. Quality, fairness, and timeliness of news has been the key command for the PCD in its releases. It is also a guiding message for all of us. We all write reports, we share news, we consume what we read, hear, and watch on media outlets, and that makes us equal. Although we may have different interpretations and our intents may differ, the bottom line is what we release must be of quality, fair, and timely. Samoa is unique because of its culture and Christian beliefs. O upu masania a lea tunu, o le ava fatafata, o le so tuli ma le so tau au, o le whaaloalo, o le vata puia, o le soalau pule, o le tō whama mao, o le moe ma le uta whatala. These are core values that continue to shape our existence as Samoans. These must also be reflected in our approach when inquiring for news and when we share information. o le mau Samoa, e pala le maa ai le pala tala, e o le vau, e tala tautonga, a tala tofi Samoa. These proverbs ideally depict the extremity of words and news when they are written or are not written properly. What is newsworthy must not be taken superficially, as it may have detrimental impacts on the subject. In Samoa, as we all know, everyone is related. O Samoa, o le ainga. Please remember that. Genuine partnership is key to information sharing. The MPMC welcomes this partnership through the PCD. There is nothing to hide. Government executes its operations based on laws and policies. The checks and balances for all government undertakings are effectively deployed to ensure good governance, transparency and accountability. And that is why the Prime Minister avails himself at least 3 times a week to speak to radio, online, television channels, to clarify matters of national importance, even at very odd hours of the day. We value your role as private media, and we welcome opportunities of this kind to share with you government's experience, processes and systems in support of our mandate to ensure that Samoa is well informed. I thank you for your attention.